him.
I want to watch the news.
Are you making headway at least?
This is the news.
Schmack-a-mug-up, it's time for the only news that matters. And I saw this earlier and I did not want to do a news report on it. I was like, I can care less about the Kennedy Center honors and so on. But KISS is now in the Kennedy Center honors, and this is the only news that matters, and I only want to focus on KISS getting in. I don't want to talk about who let them in and all that stuff. No politics. Look, if your life revolves around politics and you want to scream about politics everywhere, go right ahead. You know, those major news networks, that's the news that matters to you. But I have a lot of people here on this channel that doesn't like that crap. So that's why it's called the only news that matters. It matters to them because we leave out the politics. So yeah, they got inducted by someone, and Gene, Paul, and Ace commented on it. First, Gene, he told TMZ, KISS is the embodiment of the American dream. We are deeply honored to receive the Kennedy Center honor. Where Paul Stanley of KISS said, from our earliest days, KISS has embodied the American ideal that all things are possible and that hard work pays off. The prestige of being the Kennedy Center honors, for me, Paul Stanley of KISS, cannot be overstated, and I accept this on behalf of the long legacy of, oh my God, KISS, and all the band members who helped create our iconic band. And Ace Frehley said, a dream come true that I never thought would materialize. Oh man, okay, alright. I'm going to have one of these get off my lawn moments, Grandpa Simpson yelling at the clouds. But who cares? I don't know why people care about this. Why do people out there look up to other people for them to decide who can be in the Kennedy Center honor? I'll never understand that sheep mentality, man. It's like, okay, cool, they're getting in. And are they getting in? Or is it just Gene, Paul, Ace, and Peter? Because I think that would be a disgrace to let Ace Frehley in there, since he is scab Tommy Thayer, and Peter Criss, who he is, scab Eric Singer, Cheater Chris. You know? The Kennedy Center honored should honor the last four members. With Tommy Thayer, Eric Singer, yes, put them in there. Gene Simmons, the Demon. Paul Stanley of KISS, the Star Child. Tommy Thayer, Fake Frehley. And Eric Singer, Cheater Chris. That's who should be in there as far as I'm concerned. I don't care. I really don't care. You know, I've got several comments today and people leaving me comments about this like it's a big deal. You know, oh, but that means all four original members will be there. I don't care. You know what it's going to be? Yes, all four original members will be there. Peter Criss will be there, loathing that he's near Paul Stanley of KISS, and Ace Frehley too. Ace Frehley's like, these guys, man, you know, they can't stand him. Who's right or wrong doesn't matter. The whole point of the matter is, four guys, pretty much all of them don't get along with each other. Probably Gene and Paul now do. At one time they didn't, but they now do. And, yeah, but then there's the other two that really Paul Stanley looks down on. But, yeah, Paul Stanley looks down on Gene Simmons as well, you know. Read his book. It's called My Shit Don't Stink. Actually, it's called something else, but it should be called My Shit Don't Stink. And, yeah, you know, this Kennedy honor stuff is like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's like the Grammys. They all, I can't really speak for Kennedy Center because I really don't look much into it. I know Zeppelin was there. I know Hart played Stairway to Heaven. Yeah, it was kind of cool and all, but, they didn't get up there and play. That would have been cooler. But whatever, but I never watched this crap. And, I may watch this one, but who's going to do a tribute to Kiss? Tom Morello again? I just don't care. I don't care about the acceptance from other people. You want to know my Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? This is my Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. My record collection. I vote with my wallet, I don't stream stuff, man. I buy stuff. And that to me is the best way to honor a band, is to go out there and throw some money down on them. That is the true Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And all of us have different opinions. These people that look at the Grammys. I'm doing a ranking for the Final Frontier for Bjorn. I was listening to it today. And that song El Dorado on that album won a Grammy. Now you're going to tell me that, that's the first Grammy Iron Maiden's ever won. El Dorado. Have they heard Flight of Icarus? Have they heard anything early? It's just, the best new artist in the Grammys one year was Milli Vanilli. I mean, how much more do they keep doing stuff, Oh, best metal band, Jethro Tull. It's like over and over again. After Jethro Tull won, Metallica won a gazillion Grammys after that because the Grammys knew they messed up. So they figured, let's give Metallica anything. Metallica won a Grammy for the cover of Stone Cold Crazy. They were just throwing Grammys at them because they're idiots. And the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, come on, man, give me a break. They've proven over and over again. Yeah, some good bands have gotten in, but geez, I wish they would get out. I wish they would induct, take Kiss out of there and induct Fake Fraley and Cheater Chris. Put them in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Get Gene, Paul, and Peter out. And Ace. But, yeah, this is all a farce. But, it's like those top 10 guitar player lists I see sometimes. I don't agree with all of them. Yeah, I see guitar players I love. But when I see a list, and I've seen it more than once, when I see Kurt Cobain is a better guitar player than Eddie Van Halen, all right, that's your opinion. But that's somebody else stating an opinion. It's not my opinion. And I know many of you out there are going, what? Kurt Cobain better than Eddie Van Halen? You nuts? Yeah, well, then you shouldn't care about the Kennedy's honor then. Because it's the same thing. It's the same exact thing. It's other people deciding for you who should get in and who shouldn't. Screw that, man. So yeah, I'm having my my get off my lawn moment. I'm an old guy, man. I got things to complain about. It may be trivial to most, but I'm very passionate about music. I got this passion about music, and I have, I'm sorry, but I have hatred for sheep. I do. Because they follow the flock and they screw everything up. Nobody can think for themselves in that damn, little fucking flock they all are in. Oh, I see people go, well, just be happy they're still out there on tour. But they're sucking on tour. They're out there being horrible on stage. I'm not happy about that. You go be happy. You go throw money down to go see has-beens that give you a mediocre show. Unlike when I saw them back in the day for a quarter of the price to see them for even less than a quarter. Maybe 3%, $12. I saw bands back then that were fucking awesome, and they suck now. And now it costs hundreds of bucks to see them. To see them suck. Back in the day, I paid $12 to see them rule. Get off my lawn. Anyway, that's it. Hey, more power to you if you give a rat's ass about this Kennedy Center's honor. Kennedy Center honor these nuts. And everybody out there, thank you so much for watching The Only News That Matters. Leave your comments below about if you like it, if you're a sheep. And in case you are a sheep, let me say something to you first in English that I will repeat in a language you understand. Keep following. Be a sheep. Let other people think for you. Now I'm going to say it in a language they understand. Bah! It's very short, but all those words I said in that little thing. But thank you so much for watching The Only News That Matters. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Ring the little notification bell and like the video. It's good for the YouTube algorithms. So stay frosty. Listen to Black Sabbath. Listen to Kiss Alive, because that's better than the Kennedy Center's Honor. And schmack 'em a gob.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain. For we've received orders for to sail back to Boston. And so never more shall we see you again.